Hello, welcome everybody to Adams Polish's Wednesday live video. Uh, as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about the different tire dressings that we offer. Um, and I want to answer any questions about it as well. I think we've actually seen a lot of questions about tire armor. Uh, Not featuring that today, probably for a specific reason because I think we're out of it, maybe discontinued, I'm not sure. But I know a lot of people probably still have it, so I can answer questions on that. But essentially what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this tape, I'm going to tape off this spare trailer tire so we can see the different looks that all of our tire dressings offer. And then what we're going to do is we'll come over here. I clean this wheel and tire really quick on this Tesla, which has like nice low profile tires. And what I'm going to do is show you how to dress a low profile tire, okay? Doesn't involve cutting applicators in half or anything like that. And then we're going to come to this junky 4Runner that has a little bit more aggressive tires, bigger, really knobby, raised lettering. And I'm going to talk about how to dress these tires as well. So this is like tire dressing day on Adams Polish's Wednesday Live. And just remember, this Wednesday Live is just your detailing hangout. So whatever questions you guys have, please ask them in the comments. And then Matthew's my cameraman today, and he'll ask me the questions, and then I will answer them to the best of my ability. And again, this doesn't have to be related to tire dressing. It can be about graphene. It can be about washing, anything you want. I just want to be a resource for you guys to help. So got any questions coming in at all yet? Perfect. Okay, so let's get right into this. So I'm going to get into dressing this tire. So I used wheel and tire cleaner to really deep clean this tire so it's nice and black. And I'm going to be featuring roughly 1, 2, 3, 4 products on this. And then I'll leave one that's just like straight nothing. So we'll have 5 slots. So let's see. Just start doing it. And one thing I do want to say is Adams Polishes offers a lot of different tire dressings, okay? I mean, you're probably used to having your tire dressings, you can get them at the auto parts store, and you can get one that super shiny, but I don't think a lot of people talk about a matte tire finish, which I would say most of the enthusiasts we talk to, that's probably their preference, to be honest. Actually, you know what? So I don't kill myself in my back, I'm just gonna put it here. It'll be way easier. I need that wheel stand that used to be here. But the reason why we offer so many different tire dressings is because they all kind of do different things. And when I say different things, I mean like longevity is different, and also making them easier to clean is different. So 1, 2, yeah, I think I just need to do a couple more here. Yeah.
Also, Passion's asked, does Adams have a product best suited for Alcantara?
Oh, that's a good question. So somebody asked, does Adams Polishes have a product best suited for Alcantara? We don't have something that's specific for Alcantara, but we do have a combination of products that's best for Alcantara. So mainly the #1 product that is the best thing for Alcantara is going to be our cockpit brush. Our cockpit brush is just a way for you to brush through your Alcantara. So Alcantara is like kind of like leather, but it has fibers to it, and the more you brush out those fibers, the better it's going to be. It's kind of like your hair. Like the more you brush it, the less knots are going to be in it. Same idea with Alcantara. It's like the more you brush through it, the better. And when you brush through it, it also removes a lot of dirt and dust and things out of it, which dirt and dust are the things that make the fibers clump together and pile up. And then when they pile up, it's like hard to really fix. Now if it gets dirty, like say you spill some sort of, I don't know, let's call coffee or soda or something in it, you can use a little bit of our carpet and upholstery cleaner. You don't want to use too much, but essentially what you do is You could either spray it into a brush and lightly brush through it, or you can spray like one spray onto the area that has a stain or whatever it is, and then brush through it and then dab it up with a edgeless utility towel. That probably works the best, in my opinion.
Ken Wilson asked, what is your personal favorite dressing?
My personal favorite is, I don't have one. And the reason why is I like tinkering a lot with car care. So like, I'd probably say the one I kind of jump towards the most is the graphene tire dressing, and I'll talk about that, like why that is here in a second. But VRT is another really great one I like, but I use a different style of VRT, which is diluted VRT, because I have aggressive, well, you guys saw on that 4Runner, I have like aggressive tires on there. So I need to be able to spray my tire dressing. Expert Chris is in here to fix something. Is it the audio?
Just keep going, dude.
Oh, okay. Chris is like, hey, we need to switch out the talent because this guy talks too much. Yeah, okay, so got our sections off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, all right? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna put shiny with shiny. I mean, I'll put it close, but I want you guys to be able to see sort of the difference, the best way I can show the difference. And this is the smallest section here, so I'm actually gonna rotate this so that's at the bottom, because I'm gonna leave this plain, like we didn't do anything to it. So anybody want to see one first in particular? I think probably I'll just do traditional tire shine because it's probably the most common and it's probably the most popular. So tire shine, I have this applicator, and what I'm going to do is I'll use tire shine on this side, I'll use a different product on this side, and I have more for the other one. So I'm not cross contaminating. So tire shine is a product that was developed many years ago. It was developed in 2015. It was actually one of the first like lifestyle videos I ever created for Adam's Polishes. I still love that video to this day. And by the way, I took a lunch with Adam and had like 3 Moscow Mules, which was awesome. This is back when him and I used to drink alcohol, but that was like a pretty fun day. But it came out like pretty cool. And the fun part about it was I was there to see the process of how they developed it, because the tire dressing we had before that was just VRT, and it came in the bottle with a pull top, so it was just a cream product. This was the first, tire shine was the first tire dressing we had that you could spray, okay? And it actually like really helped a lot with the ability of it being able to be sprayed. So with all the tire dressings, when you first put them on, they're gonna look sort of wet, I would say, okay?
Joe?
Yeah.
Adrian Sanchez says, do you have any other recommendations on other surfaces tire shine can be used on?
Yeah, I do. Adrian Sanchez said, do you have any other recommendations of where tire shine can be used on? So I would say, tire shine, I tend to keep tire shine on my tires because it's really shiny and also it's really slippery, okay? So using it on all-weather floor mats is no chance. You can't do that because you'll slip and crack your head open if you do that. Side steps on like trucks, you definitely don't want to use it on that. I would say if anything, you could probably get away with using it on your engine bay, but the shiny look on an engine bay is like not ideal. It doesn't look, stock. It doesn't look OEM. So I tend to just keep tire shine for tires. It's just like my own recommendation. I will say though, we have a product called all-purpose exterior dressing, which I could probably feature in this today because it's another one of those products that you can use on tires. But that one is more of a acrylic-based type of dressing that's more used for everything. It's used for trim, engine bays, tires. That's a really unique product, and I think I've actually done a video on that specifically, but I would say if you're looking for an all-around, like use on tires, use on trim, use on engine bays, Adam's all-purpose exterior dressing is probably the best product. And the reason why I'd say that is because it lasts a long time, because it's acrylic-based. Tire shine is silicone-based, and also it has some SiO2, like silica, which is a type of ceramic, so it actually makes it last pretty long. I put this tire shine on my tires like a month and a half ago, and the look, for the first week it was really shiny, The second week, it was mid shiny. In the third week, it just looked nice and black. So like, I really liked how long it lasted on my tires. It was awesome. So I'll keep answering questions as I continue to dress these tires.
Martin Balderas says, what's the best applicator to use for dressing on truck tires with lugs that come down to the sidewall size?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So I wish I could see a picture, but the best applicator to use for dressing like more aggressive truck tires, he said. Is that kind of what he's saying? Like more off-road style, probably? That's what I'm going to assume. You can confirm or deny that. But if you're talking about more like aggressive tires, the best applicator, in my opinion, is probably the one I'm using, which is just the block applicator. The reason why is aggressive tread block tires tear through your applicator. They rip through it. So I always have a few of these on hand, and I like being able to use these corners to get into the aggressive tread block. And actually, if you hang around to closer to the end of the video, I'm gonna be doing a section during this live about how to dress aggressive tread block or like off-road style tires. So might be worth either sticking around to the end, or once this live is finished, you can always watch it over again on our YouTube channel. And you just go to our main channel, there's tabs at the top. One will say home, one will say videos, and the next one will say live or shorts and then live. If you click live, you can see all the live videos we've done on YouTube on there. So yeah, I'll talk about that here in a second, because it's pretty important to understand that. There's also tools out there. We don't offer them, which is fine. We're trying to figure out how to offer them, but they have these big, like, I don't know, I wish I had it here, but it's this big handle brush, okay? And you can use that to sort of paint on tire dressings onto tires, which is awesome. I've used it before and I love it, but I am not willing to spend $30 for a brush to just dress tires. So that's why these ones are pretty cheap, so I just always have these on hand.
Scott Krell says, can you use VRT or tire shine over something that was treated with black trim restore?
Can you use VRT or tire shine that's Scott?
Yeah.
Scott says, can you use VRT or tire shine over something that has been treated with black trim restore? And the answer is yes. I would say more VRT would be a better look for that. But what I would say also is that, getting something to protect and preserve the black trim restorer is going to be a better option. So put black trim restorer on and then lock that look in of like the restored trim that looks amazing now with ceramic, and ideally like more of our stronger ceramics, like the graphene ceramic coating, just regular. Put that over the top of it after the black trim restorer cures, and then once you have it protected and it's going to preserve it for longer, then you can dress it up with a VRT type of product. So yes, you can, but I strongly recommend using like graphene ceramic before you go into dressing it. I'm using the Aerosol tire shine now. This is going to be more of your like traditional type of tire shine that you can get at the store for the most part. If you're really into like silicone, this is probably the product for you because it's almost straight up and down silicone. This, I'll be honest, I pulled this tire from out of our the back over here. It was just sitting in a field. And I cleaned it up like crazy, but these dressings are just, it's like drinking it up. So I have to do a couple different layers to this.
Anton says, can you use S102 ceramic wax over the graphene ceramic advanced spray?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh yeah, SiO2, the ceramic wax. So yeah, okay, so this actually brings up like a cool discussion. So SiO2, okay? So I'll just give you like a brief history, Anton, before, because I like to talk a lot. So, but anyways, SiO2 was sort of a, how do I call it? It was like a maintenance product to a standard ceramic coating. So when we first launched ceramic coating, It's a polysilazane based coating, all right? You put that on your car, and as it cures, what happens is the material starts to, they create crystals, and when they rub together, it would create crazy static electricity. Like you could put your arm over your surface like this and your hair would like stick up because it's creating static electricity. Static electricity attracts dust, right? So you want to stop that as fast as possible. So what you would do is you would take a product like Ceramic Boost. This was way before graphene. Take Ceramic Boost, spray it onto a towel, wipe it on, and it would stop the static electricity from happening. So you're kind of put a ceramic coating on, then you cure it. As it cures, then you treat it with a silica spray, and that stopped the static electricity, but still the silica and the polysilazane like really worked well together, okay? Then what happens is as you start using, as your ceramic coating starts to wear and maybe lose its hydrophobicity, you boost it with SiO2 products, okay? So people like applying car care stuff different ways. So you have a spray and wipe type of product, which would be Ceramic Boost, or you have a wax that people really like to do infused with SiO2. So our SiO2 infused wax was a way to boost your ceramic coating by waxing your car essentially. So to answer your question, can you use the ceramic paste wax or even the ceramic liquid wax on top of a graphene ceramic coated vehicle? The answer is 100% yes, because the graphene ceramic coating contains, even if it's a spray, contains polysilazane, which SiO2 loves. They love hanging out together. It's kind of like me and Matthew and Elin. They like to hang out a lot together, you know? They're like SiO2 and polysilazane, but they work really well together. And if anything, it's gonna really take care of your spray coating or your graphene ceramic coating.
Mark Dressel says, can you please explain the benefits of spray versus aerosol tire shine?
Yes, 100%. Explain the differences between spray and aerosol tire shine. I would say that, I'm sure you guys are aware of like in and out spray and VRT, right? VRT is a cream product that you dress mainly trim with. You can do tires with it. And then in and out spray is like the VRT version, but in an aerosol spray. So I would say like with the tire shine, so you can see there's all this texture in this tire right here. Okay, it's like, it's the way that this tire was molded. This makes it much easier to really like spray into these areas. And the way I like to use aerosol tire shine is I like to spray it on like that and I let it sit. Kind of let it be. That's it. Now, the tire shine, okay, a little bit different. You can spray it into the applicator like I did with this and apply it, or you can spray it on. Now, I tend to use tire shine a little bit more because I'm just used to this trigger sprayer, okay? I'd say they provide like a similar look. The benefit to your regular tire shine versus the aerosol tire shine is it has SiO2 in it. So it's gonna last probably twice as long as the aerosol tire shine, okay?
Fisher Motor Company says, hey Joe, I gotta get one of those hats, looking good.
Yo, what's up, Scott? How you doing? Scott, I don't know if you guys were here a couple weeks ago. We did polishing on that 1935 Ford. Fisher Motor Company, Scott, he's the mechanic that worked on that car. So Scott's a dear friend. He's been working on Adam's cars for years, ever since I've known Adam pretty much. And Scott's a clean freak, which is even better because he likes to hang out here. But yeah, what's up, Scott? I can give you one hat, and it's this one because it's the only one that exists, I think. It's one of my favorites. It actually like fits my head. So.
Brian Graves says, what's the estimated durability in weeks or months between the products?
That's a good question. So, Brian, you said?
Brian, yes.
Brian asked, you know, what's the estimated durability weeks or months with these products? It's going to depend a little bit on, like the region you live in. So if you look outside right now, which you don't need to, Matthew, but if you look outside, it is raining right now. I think it says there's a 10% chance of tornado today, right? I mean, that's like a real thing. And it's gonna hail. That's why everyone's leaving early, right? But yeah, so if it rains, like if you live in the Pacific Northwest and it rains a lot, the longevity of this is gonna be reduced, right? If you live in an area like Colorado where it snows a lot and you dress your tires and you drive through a snowstorm, the longevity is going to be reduced. Now, if you live in somewhere like Arizona or, well, Southern California is an anomaly because it rained all winter there, but not as much now. But if you live in like Arizona, Southern California, call it San Diego, maybe La Jolla, maybe Orange County. Shout out to Camarillo. That's where all my family lives, Ventura. But if you live in areas where it doesn't rain or snow really at all or as much, then the longevity is going to be a little bit longer. Now, I would say, just to give you a reference, Brian, I used this exact product, Tire Shine, on my tires about a month and a half ago, and it lasted on my tires for probably a month. Okay, but what I will say is the appearance changed over time. So the glossiness of the Tire Shine was very, very strong when I first put it on for that first week. And then about after a week and a half, it started to reduce the glossiness of the shine. But you could definitely tell my tires were still dressed. So after about a week and a half, still there. And then after about another week and a half, the glossiness like really went away, but then it almost looked like VRT, which is a more matte finish. So I would say like, it's kind of hard to see right now, but trying to get this, once these like dry all the way, you can really tell the difference. But essentially, my Tire Shine, when I first put it on, and I actually brought a light so you can really get a sense of like, it's a little wet still, but like Tire Shine is like, you can see glossiness, right? So like Tire Shine provides a very specific look, okay? And when I initially put them on, this is what my tires look like. When I very first put them on, for kind of the first week and a half, they look shiny like this. Then after about a week and a half, then it started to, this looks like a little wet still, but they started to look more like this, which is more of, this is the graphene tire dressing. Like I said, once this dries all the way, you can see it gets like really even, but it's not, doesn't really look as shiny, but this just needs to dry all the way. So graphene tire dressing is more like in between shiny and like nothing at all. So the first week and a half, it looked like this. The second week and a half, it looked like this. And then the last kind of part of it, it looked like this, which this is graphene VRT. So you can see like very rich in color, but like as I shine the light on this, it doesn't reflect like any light whatsoever. It just looks brand new tire. And I'd probably say that this would be most people's favorite here. This looks like really nice. I screwed up and I sprayed a bunch of the tire over here, but what I'm gonna do is I'll take these off so we can get a sense of like what each one of these is doing.
William Stein has seen asked, what is the shelf life of these products? How long can I keep them in the trunk of my show car?
It's a good question, Mr. William. So William, the shelf life, you know, I'd say pretty standard like shelf life for car care is 2 years. So I'd say like Tire Shine. The thing what you want to see is Tire Shine will start to separate, okay? Start to separate the water base with the silicone. And if you can shake it, like if you shake it really hard, okay, like you shake it super hard and it mixes back together and you can use it, okay? But if you shake it really hard but it stays separated, then you should move on from it, okay? So I just give it like 2 years, okay? And listen, hopefully you're going through Tire Shine in 2 years. It usually takes me, you know, a few months to get through Tire Shine, because here's the thing. There's some debate around, you know, can you coat your tires? You know, should you coat your tires or should you use tire dressing? Do you want something that lasts 3 months on your tires? You know, I think Adam and I talk about this all the time, and we talk about putting something that has more longevity. The thing about tires is that the brown that you get from tires is not necessarily from dirt and grime. It is from old tire dressing, because silicone, like this section, this is the Aerosol Tire Shine right here, okay? This will turn brown over time because the silicone starts to oxidize. And you can see the Aerosol Tire Shine is like, this is like your kind of store-bought style of tires. It's like the shiniest you can get. Some people really like this. There's like no problem with it at all. it just, again, we're trying to provide different looks for people that they really, really want. And that's why we offer so many here. This is actually, I'm evening this out a little bit. So this graphene tire dressing, I think a lot of people really like this. Can't remember what I was even just talking about. Oh, the shelf life. So yeah, give it like 2 years. But, you know, oh, and I was moving on to saying like, you know, should you put a coating on your tires or not? I think for me, the mold release agent that the tire companies use to be able to pump rubber into the mold and then be able to take the rubber out of the mold gets incorporated with the tires, and you get things called tire blooming, which is the tire blooming happens from the inside of the tire out, okay? And so you need to scrub your tires down consistently. Like every time you clean your wheels and tires, you should scrub your wheels and tires down and remove that brown look, or sometimes it's gray. Really get that off and then put tire dressing on. And I think for me, what it does for me, and I noticed this, okay? Like Anis's Tesla that I'm about to talk about dressing low profile tires on, his Tesla probably doesn't, his wheels and tires don't get cleaned consistently. Call it every 3 weeks, okay? The reason why I know that is because when I sprayed wheel and tire cleaner on it, they turned crazy brown, and I scrubbed them like crazy, and it still came up brown, okay? My tires on my 4Runner, I clean those wheels and tires consistently. Probably give it every 3 weeks or once a month. And when I scrubbed those tires, I sprayed wheel and tire cleaner on, they turned brown, but when I scrubbed it, they were still very black. It had like no brown in it at all, okay? That's because I'm consistently cleaning those every few weeks, right? So my recommendation is clean your tires, scrub your tires with tire and rubber cleaner or wheel and tire cleaner and a tire scrub brush or a fender brush. Get the tire blooming off, okay? And mold release agent off, and then dress your tires consistently. And what I wanted to do today is give you a sense of like, which dressing is it that you love the most, right? And we're gonna move on to how to dress low profile tires and how to dress off-road tires. But what I want to hear from you guys in the comments, which look is your favorite? You know, do you really like the super shiny aerosol tire shine? Or do you like the graphene VRT? Let's see if I can put, yeah, graphene VRT. Or do you like the regular tire shine? Let's see if I can get it to stay. Not quite. Maybe. Regular tire shine. Oh, come on. There we go. Or graphene tire dressing. I want you guys to put in the comments like, hey, this is the one I like the most. Okay, and just this light, I'm really trying to give you a sense of like super shiny, new look, pretty shiny with tire shine, and then graphene tire dressing. Out of all of these 4 products, graphene tire dressing is gonna be the one that lasts the longest, okay? It's a very similar formula to tire shine, has a little bit less silicone in it, but what it has is the reduced graphene oxide, which bolsters the silica in there, so it makes it last a lot longer on your tires. So if you're looking for a tire dressing that lasts a month or a little bit more, the graphene tire dressing is gonna be like the product for you. And I think that's also why it's like a fan favorite now, because it is one of those, and especially like if you spray water on it, it beads water up. So does tire shine, so does graphene VRT and standard VRT. I only grabbed graphene VRT because it's almost the same exact look, but it will really, the longevity will stay there.
Brian Graves asks, how do I fix leather that has lost its sheen top coating but not its base color? Napa leather on a Grand Cherokee.
Ooh, okay, that's a good question. How do I fix leather on a Grand Cherokee that has like lost its top kind of gloss layer but like not its color or anything? The more that you feed leather, the better, okay? So we have 2 products that I would like highly recommend. What I would probably sell you more of like a system than anything, but number 1, I would clean it thoroughly, okay? If it's not cleaned already. Like if it's cleaned already, fine. But what I would do is I would treat it with our leather rejuvenation oil, okay? We have a natural leather rejuvenating oil for nice leather. And what it does is it feeds moisture into your leather, okay? It really helps a lot, okay? And so I would say kind of treat using that oil. You can get a 4-ounce bottle of that. Using that every 3 months is very beneficial to your leather. Aside from that, using leather conditioner consistently, I'd say like once a month, is really going to help it as well. But if you need to clean it, I'd probably tell you to get leather and interior cleaner, an edgeless utility towel, and like a cockpit brush, and really clean through it. The thing that just destroys leather is not cleaning it. And the reason why is the dirt sits on top of it, and then when you sit onto leather, it creases like this, okay? When it creases, the dust and dirt go into those creases and make it harder to clean. And then as this flex, every time you get in and out of it, that like sand and dirt and dust and everything abrades away at those creases. So that's why you start to see those creases get worse, and then they start to get bigger, and then it starts to get ruined because it's not being cleaned consistently. You got to get that stuff out of there, okay? So what I say is once a month, do leather and interior cleaner and leather conditioner. You're deep cleaning it, and then you're conditioning it with moisture, okay? Then in between those month-to-month cleanings, use interior detailer for the UV protection to really like clean it consistently and detail it. So that's why it's called interior detailer. It's like the detail spray for your interior. And then when you get to that 3rd month, instead of using leather conditioner, you use leather rejuvenation oil, and then it feeds it even that much more and keeps it pliable. So like when it creases, it doesn't crease hard like this. It's much more pliable, and it will keep your leather going really, really good.
Bob Dunlop says,
Whoa!
what is the difference between wheel and tire cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner?
The difference between wheel and tire cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner is that tire and rubber cleaner is specific to cleaning rubber and trim, okay? Whether it be rubber trim or plastic trim. So tire and rubber cleaner is kind of like a one-use product, which is cleaning rubber and mainly plastic. Now, wheel and tire cleaner cleans your tires, but also cleans your wheels at the same time, okay? So, and I would say wheel and tire cleaner is the best wheel cleaner for OEM stock non-performance cars. So if you have like this car right here, this does not have crazy performance brakes on it. So his wheels are gonna get dirty, but you don't need to attack it with wheel cleaner that has thioglycolate, which removes metallic brake dust, okay? Wheel and tire cleaner would be like the best product for a stock Jeep Grand Cherokee or Ford Explorer, 4Runner, that kind of stuff, or even just a standard like Camry or Honda Civic, or maybe not Subaru. I think Subaru considers themselves a little more performance, like a WRX. But if you do have like a Porsche, an Audi, a Volkswagen, wheel cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner together are the best product for that. And you use a tire and rubber cleaner to clean the tires specifically, and the wheel cleaner to clean the wheels specifically. So 2 different products, and I would say that tire and rubber cleaner is a little bit less aggressive than wheel and tire cleaner. So tire and rubber cleaner is just a better product for cleaning trim around your vehicle because it's not gonna alter your paint or anything. It's not gonna stain it or ruin it. Whereas wheel and tire cleaner is a lot more aggressive, and I would not use it on my trim, so.
Martin Valderas says, I like the graphene. Will it collect dirt? I live in West Texas, and it's blowing dirt daily here.
I love that. Martin said that?
Yes.
Yeah, so Martin lives in Texas, and it's just is dirty there and blowing dirt all the time. I would say, okay, that's actually a great question. So all of our tire shines, with the exception of Aerosol tire shine, are not going to attract dust. Okay, so like tire shine, if I rub this, it comes off dry. It's not oily at all. Okay, graphene VRT, same thing. This is like it's putting a layer, like a look on here, but it's not like oily. It's not a petroleum based type of product. Now, Aerosol tire shine, very oily. Okay, this is more of a petroleum based silicone tire shine. Okay, so this one will attract, the dust will just stick to this, okay? I would probably tell you that if you want a tire dressing that has some shine to it and you don't want any dirt to stick to it, the graphene tire dressing is going to be the one for you. It goes on nice and thin. It provides this look to it, but it's extremely dry to the touch when you feel it. Okay, so I would push you towards this product right here, which is that look right behind it. And if I shine the light on it, I think it's a little bit easier to see. Like, look at this. It's like not overly shiny. Like it kind of has a look to it, but it's not overly shiny versus tire shine, which is like definitely has crazy shine to it, right? Even aerosol tire shine, again, this is like, you can see when I wipe my finger on this, it's like I'm moving the oil around. Okay, look at that. You can see on my finger, it's like oily, right? The reason why we offer aerosol tire shine is because there's an overwhelming request for it, right? They're like, I want the shiniest looking tire. I want my tires to look like they're wrapped in plastic, saran wrap. Well, here you go. Here's your product. It's gonna turn brown, and it's also gonna attract dust. But listen, that's your look. That's your look. I'd probably say, majority of our customers, long-standing customers, they're here. They're like, they love the kind of matte look that just provide, like, you can see the difference of what it did. It's creating like almost a darker black and just like really looks nice. But again, when I put the light on it, there's like no shine to it, so this is probably mostly what people are doing. But this is the thing I'm going to actually talk to you guys about here right now. And this is about dressing tires. And I have this product right here, which is diluted VRT. All right, so we put VRT in here and then we did the rest with water. And I'm gonna dress my off-road tire with this. And there's a very specific reason why it's diluted. And I'm gonna show you guys that right now. I'll do graphene, I think graphene tire dressing is probably the favorite. So I'm gonna use that for the low pro tire.
Steven Massler says, I don't know if I got the same question, but the graphene coating on the paint.
Okay.
For attracting dirt dust.
Yeah, I mean, the graphene coating it's pretty like static free for the most part. Graphene, here's the thing. I would say like graphene ceramic coating for, what's this person's name again? Steven, that's right, Steven. So graphene ceramic coating is gonna be like a really great option for you if you live in a very like dusty area, because listen, there is no product that like rejects dust. It's just like not possible. There are products that will attract dust. Our graphene ceramic coating doesn't do that. But when your car gets dusty, you want like the easiest way to get that off. And I would say there's multiple things. Number one, an air cannon or a mini air cannon. Just look at our air cannon section in the exterior washing. They're mainly used for drying, but I use those a ton to blow dust off of cars, okay? There's actually a video here on YouTube that we did on like how to get your car ready for a car show. And I talk about that in that video, okay? You can see how much dust I blew off the car, because this guy lived out, like he owns horses. So he kind of lives out in the country, and it just gets so dusty at his place. And the air cannon really like changed that for him, because he can blow off the excess dust. And then once he gets to the car show, the excess dust is off, and then he can just waterless wash it, which makes it way easier. But if you have a graphene ceramic coating on your car and you blast it with a pressure washer, the stuff comes off so much easier, because the water beads up, it grabs onto all the dust, and it falls off the car. So I would recommend doing it, But again, it's not like, there are some, I've never ran into a product that's like attracts dust to a car. Anytime a car is sitting, it's attracting dust. You should see the cars where I'm sitting right now, because they're going through so many orders. There's so much cardboard dust in the air. You come in the next day and this is just like caked with cardboard dust. It's just the reality of like how it is. Unless your garage that you park your car in is temperature controlled and filtered air, you're gonna get dust. That's just like how the world works. Ken
Wilson asks, what is the benefits of using leather cleaner versus interior cleaner on leather?
Wait, say that again?
What is the benefits of using leather cleaner versus an interior cleaner on leather?
Oh, okay. The benefits. So I wouldn't necessarily call it benefits. I would say the interior cleaner versus the leather cleaner are just two different tools. Okay, so the leather and interior cleaner, the one we offer, is our strongest interior cleaner that we provide. Okay, but because it's a stronger cleaner, it tends to dry out the surface that you're working on, whether that be vinyl or leather. Okay, so no matter what, if you use leather and interior cleaner, you absolutely should use a dressing on top of it, or mainly the leather conditioner. Okay, because the moisture you take out of the leather from cleaning it, when you take a shower, you need to put lotion on top of it after. Okay, so your skin doesn't dry out. All right. Now, our interior cleaner, it's called Total Interior Cleaner. It's a blue product. Product's awesome, by the way. That's more of a great all-around interior cleaning product, okay? I would put it similar to the interior detailer, which is just like a touch-up product, but the Total Interior Cleaner has a kick to it, all right? So what I do in that 4Runner right there in my wife's car is I have, in the passenger door, I have Total Interior Cleaner, 16 ounce, and in my door, the driver's side door, I have interior detailer. Now, interior detailer is my way to just touch up things like on the go. Drop my kids off, quickly use interior detailer to like hit my dash, my steering wheel. It also has microban in it, which is it sort of stops the growth of unwanted microbes. So it's gonna keep your family more safe from getting sick for the most part. I know it's not like 100% sick proof, but it's a way to help with that. Now, Total Interior Cleaner, the reason why I have it in my other door is my kids eat in my car. I shouldn't let them do it, but I do. And they spill things in my car. So when I have food residue or stickiness and things like that, by the way, I spilt my coffee in my car today. I was so angry, but there's coffee all over. I'm gonna use a Total Interior Cleaner to clean that up because it has more of a bite to cleaning it. The other benefit to Total Interior Cleaner, it works amazing on nav screens and interior glass. So you can use it on everything, which is really cool. Leather and interior cleaner, you can't really use on glass. It'll be pretty streaky, but there you go. I hope that helps.
Scott Krell asks, if my wheels are ceramic coated, will it be okay to get some graphene VRT or tire shine on the wheel? Will it affect the ceramic coating?
That's a good question. Scott, you said?
Scott.
So Scott said, my wheels are ceramic coated. Is it okay if I get VRT or any of the tire dressings on the wheels, and will it affect the ceramic coating that's on there? Now, yes, 100% it's okay to get the tire dressing on there, and you absolutely will. It's like, you could be as safe as you want, but you're still gonna get it on there. What I recommend is having like this. I didn't have it with me right now, but I usually have something like detail spray and a plush towel with me when I'm dressing my tires. I mean, I'll be 100% honest. What I do at my house is I usually dress my tires. This is the last thing I do. Well, not the last thing I do. This is the second to last thing I do. Okay, so I've washed my car, I pull it inside, I dry it, everything's dry. I dress my tires, all 4 of them. Once I'm done dressing my tires, I take detail spray. Sometimes I use CS3. Take these products, and then what I do is I go and do a final wipe down on my car just to make sure everything looks perfect. And the last things I wipe down are my wheels, because for sure I probably got some tire dressing on there. So just always give it like a nice, if you have time, a nice final wipe down. I always miss washing, kind of like, I'm lazy, so, But anyways, I have to do like my final wipe down at the end anyways. So, all right, so what I wanted to show you is, we get a lot of comments about like, oh, you don't have an applicator to dress low profile tires. Just take your guys' hex grip applicator, your Pro Tire hex grip, and like cut it in half. I think it's a cool idea, but I use these block applicators the most. Okay, these are my favorite. Now the reason why I like these is because they're not a perfect square. And they're not perfect, so that's one thing I like about it. But what I like to do is you have the broad kind of rectangle here, and then if you turn it 90 degrees, you have a more thin profile, right? So this thin profile fits like perfect on your low profile tire, okay? So what I like to do is on the more thin side, I'll just give it a few sprays like this. I give it like 3.5 maybe. work it in a little, and then you just take this and we just apply it, okay? And just by turning that applicator about 90 degrees, it gives you enough surface area that you can really feel. And what I like to do is I kind of cup this applicator in my hand so my fingers are almost like on the edges, and then I can really feel like where I'm putting this dressing on. I can feel exactly like where the tire is. Okay, and the other thing is that what I don't do is I don't overdo it. I don't try to get all the way down here. All I'm gonna do is I'll dress to about this section here. This section here, I'll do kind of 3/4 of the tire. And then I'll back my car up 2 or 3 feet and put this last quarter of it to the top, and then I'll just finish dressing it there. It just makes it so much easier. Okay? So, and I also like, you can take this corner here and really put it in the bead of the tire, just kind of seat it in there, and then run it around so you know that you're just getting everything perfectly dressed. And my goodness, that looks very good. What do you think, Matthew?
I'd say looks real good.
Looks really nice.
What are you using?
I'm using graphene tire dressing. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So that just really gives it a nice uniform look. It's a little bit of shine in there, which I like, you know. But just turning your block applicator 90 degrees is gonna make this part perfect for dressing low profile tires, okay? Now, you saw how easy that was. 3.5 sprays into the applicator, keep my fingers where I know where it's going, run it across, that's it, right? Now, getting into dressing more of a off-road tire. All right, got a couple different suggestions on this. Oh, Jean Pierre, I like that name. Jean Pierre, the answer is yes, you can. We do have a product called undercarriage spray, which is more dedicated to spraying it on the undercarriage. But now, well, I'll just say this: the undercarriage spray works better, and the reason why is because it's a more thin spray. Do you need more light on this?
Yeah.
Here, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking about this like while I go get this light. But anyways, the undercarriage spray tends to work a little bit better because, again, it's almost like a silicone spray. Okay, but the reason why it works so good is because it's a more thin product, thin type of spray product, and because it's thin, it self-levels really, really good. Okay, so the self-leveling just makes the undercarriage look really nice. So the undercarriage spray is a really great product for that. Now, the undercarriage spray can be shiny because it's a silicone-based product. So if you want something that's less shiny, you can use a product that I'm about to use right now, actually, which is like diluted VRT. Is that better?
A whole lot better.
Cool. You can use something like this, which is we created diluted VRT. And actually, this has been sitting for a while, and I don't think it has a lot of VRT. So I'm going to play chemist, and I'm going to put graphene VRT in here. Okay. Now this is regular VRT and graphene VRT mixed with water. And I'm just going to tell you guys this. It probably would make people angry if you're like OCD, but like, I don't measure it. I just kind of put it in there and see what happens. And if there's too much product, then I'll just dump some of it out and put more water in. But I just more of like doing it quick because I like to just have it done. So this should say diluted VRT and graphene VRT. But anyways, you can see it's almost like, it's still like a pretty thin product in here. See that? It's like milk consistency. Okay. Now the reason, I'll show you exactly why I just did that. Okay. So if you, and I like the look of graphene VRT, but the problem is like if I take this graphene VRT, because it's a cream product, and I put it onto my applicator like this, you can see it goes on nice and even like that, right? Rub this in so it's nice and even. Now watch when I go to apply this. On aggressive tread block, okay? I barely touched right there. I didn't even get inside there. I definitely didn't get in here, okay? So I would have to go through and like, it would take me 10 minutes per tire, which is just brain damage. I don't want any brain damage when it comes to car care. So instead, you dilute it into water, and now it's sprayable. And now I'm gonna teach you the best way to dress off-road tires, okay? So the best way to dress off-road tires is I'm gonna spray this, but I'm only gonna aim into the tread right here because I'm trying to get it into the nooks and crannies of the tread, okay? Just like right here. And then I'll even give it a quick spray into the Falcon lettering and the Wild Peak AT, because the AT3W, because I want the dressing inside the raised lettering. So take this, and when you spray, you're moving as you spray. I actually start moving before I pull the trigger because I don't want to have it pull up in my tread, okay? So it's like this, okay? Spray it, nice and thin spray like this. And then into the lettering here. Okay, then I take the applicator. I'm gonna flip it over because I put the cream on that side. I don't know who wrote the hand on here, but somebody wanted to say hi, I guess. And then just like maybe 2 sprays in there, maybe 2.5. Now what I'm gonna do with this part is I'm gonna hit all the broad surfaces here. So now you take this and you hit all these broad surfaces here, like so. And all I'm trying to do right now is just even this out, and then I'll go over the tread that I sprayed. Now, one tip which I can't really do right now is when you dilute VRT, when you spray it on, if you let it dry for a minute before you do this process, it works better, okay? Because you can see a lot of the water that's like in this, okay? But the other thing you can do is use something like our interior brush, and you could spray it like you're painting it. And now you could take this and paint it into the tread. Happy little tread. Happy little tread.
You're getting some love on the tires and suspension.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I like this. I like this setup. I'm actually like I've been in this place where I've been wanting to sell this car, and listen, price is right on a 4th gen 4Runner. They're like really popular. I was getting really close. I was like, okay, I think it's getting time. I'm gonna sell it, and we did a video here on YouTube actually of like how to clean a filthy off-road vehicle, which is a 4th gen 4Runner. My buddy David, who works at a company called Hefty Fab Works. It's based out of Colorado Springs, cool company. He used to work at Toy Tech, which is like where the suspension is from and everything. But he had his, and he has like over 300,000 miles on his. Mine has 207,000 miles. And I'm like, man, I actually kind of like the idea of not having something super perfect, and like, you know, I want to finish, I want to get new upper control arms, other things, and get it so I can like take it to Moab and take it up to the mountains and do all this stuff. And then here in 6 years, when my son turns 15 and he needs a car, he'll have a sweet, you know, off-road style car that he can mob around with his buddies in high school. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put some money into it, you know, to create some memories with my kids, my wife, and but if the price is right, if somebody wants it for like 20 grand, I'll sell it.
Jean-Pierre says only sell it if you get another Toyota.
Yeah, exactly, right? Honestly, Jean-Pierre, I am looking at the Tundra. I kind of want a 2018 but I really want the Nardo gray version, and they're like impossible to find. So John Pierre, if you're looking out for me and you find a Nardo gray 2018 Tundra with like 60 or 70,000 miles on it, hit me up. All right, so
Stephanie Nicole says, or buy a BMW.
well, I mean, let's be honest. Anybody wants that car. I don't know. I think RS6 would suit my family a little bit better. I mean, I'm down to get a Porsche too. I don't really care. Honestly, what I want is I want a truck. I want a Ford F-150 with the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 with a 3.55 axle ratio, so I can tow a bigger camping trailer, so I can go and do that, go on road trips with my kids. I like going fast, but I don't know. I don't want to crash. So there you go. That's dressing off-road tires. So essentially, if you have off-road tires, listen, figure out what look you like the best for a tire dressing. Okay, like I said, this is going to be a very matte finish, and I like that. But because I have knobby tires and raised lettering, I need to get it into a spray form. So that's why you're diluting, okay? So if you want a matte finish, really good looking tire like this, dilute your VRT, whether it's graphene or not, okay? Now, if you have the low profile tires and you want this kind of matte look, you don't need to dilute it. Just use it straight out of this, because you don't need to spray it and get it into all this tread. So if you do have knobby tires, you have off-road tires, use a tire dressing that is able to spray, so you can spray it into the tread and make it look really nice and even. So there you go. There's our live for today. I hope that was helpful. I mean, kind of did everything around tire dressings and had some really great questions, even on interior and some graphene ceramic coating questions. So I really appreciate it. Again, remember, you guys can come look at this again. You know, figure out what kind of tire dressing you like, and our recommendation at Adams Polishes is, you know, we had something called Tire Armor, which was more of like a tire coating, but again, your tire blooming and your brown, the brown coming out of your tire, mold release agent, is going to come from inside out. So if you have something permanent on top, it's going to be hard to scrub that off. So using a tire dressing that suits your look the best is going to be the best thing. And then every month or every 3 weeks, clean your wheels and tires and redress them, and your car's always going to be looking amazing. And let's be honest, who doesn't love doing car care anyways? So you don't want to put stuff on so you don't ever have to do it again. You want to, and listen, here's the other thing, tinker with it. See what you like. Do you like tire shine? Maybe you're sick of tire shine. Switch to graphene VRT and get that look for a little while. It's just, car care is meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. And Adams Polishes is trying to be a resource to that. So again, if you guys have more questions, hit us up. My email is joe@adamspolishes.com. And we do this every single Wednesday. So put it in your calendar. Tell all your detailing friends about it. You know, this is just a way, we're a resource to you guys to understand, you know, what do you like? What do we offer? How can I help? How do you do low profile tires? How do you do aggressive tires? That's what we're here today for. So thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys next week.